You slaves always request for dua. You slaves always request for dua. Please fulfill the wish of every helpless, Ya Allah. Please fulfill the wish of every helpless, Ya Allah.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursaleen, amma ba'd, fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, assalatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah, assalatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. Well, dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, welcome back to another episode on this silsila, Spiritual Cures. And as you know by now that we are tackling different kind of issues, different kinds of problems or calamities that are affecting the grief-stricken ummah of the beloved Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So stay with us till the end, inshallah azza wa jal, because today we'll be covering topics that go along the lines, whether are you jobless, are you searching for that ideal job, work, are you looking for a transfer from where you are, do you have a manager, a director, a superior who is oppressive, who is verbally abusive towards you and who is difficult, or are you working with colleagues who are difficult? These and much more, inshallah azza wa jal, we are going to be covering today, inshallah azza wa jal. Some interview tips we will give firstly, and thereafter we will provide some wadha'if, some invocations, some incantations as well, things to be recited, things to be done from the research of Amir Ahl Sunnat, Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah, the founder of Dawat-e-Islami. Now, as always, let's recall the beautiful hadith, Niyatul mu'mini khayrum min amalihi. The intention of a believer is better than his action. So why delay? Make those good intentions today. Make them right now. That Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, I'm listening to the silsila for your rida, for your pleasure and happiness, for the pleasure of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What I learn, I will try to practice and share with others as well, inshallah azza wa jal. I hope your notebooks are out, your pens are out, so that you can jot down the important points, the important Madani pearls of advices as well, so that you can always refer to them at a later stage. As it is mentioned by Sayyidina Anas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, that capture knowledge by writing it down. And certainly, ink is the best memory, because many things we will forget when this silsila, when this program ends. But if we wrote it down, then we can capture that knowledge and we can apply it. Or if you know somebody that is in this situation, that is unemployed, that is searching for a job, some employment, or is fed up with where they are and they need a transfer from that, you can share this with them, inshallah azza wa jal. Alhamdulillah azza wa jal, there are so many wonderful blessings and benefits for the fortunate Muslims who recite abundant amounts of durood-e-pak, salawat or salutations upon the cause of creation, the cream of creation, the owner of Jannah, the knower of the unseen, the intercessor of the ummah, our most merciful Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. The person who recites durood-e-pak, salawat 1,000 times every day will not die until he sees his place in Jannah. He sees his place in paradise. What a grand privilege. Don't we also want that? The ulama ikram, the honorable scholars of Islam have mentioned that Allah Azza wa Jal will show this fortunate person their place in paradise through a dream before they leave this dunya. So you and I should at least make the intention, make a firm intention that I must try to recite every day 1,000 times. If not possible, because of our busy schedules, at least a minimum of 313 times every day. This is also included in Nek A'mal, which is a booklet, which is a program. The app is also available for that person who wants to reform himself or herself. Amir Ahl-Sunnah Damat Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah has introduced this to help us. It is like holding our hands and showing us that path towards the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. How to live your life in this, your short life in this world, this very temporary life that we have, to the maximum. How to benefit the maximum as well. You can download this from Play Store or App Store. Visit our website dawatislami.net as well. You'll find loads of information there, inshallah Azza wa Jal. So Durood Pak Salawat, instead of wasting our valuable time in this short life that we have, in unnecessary conversations, useless activities that don't have any real benefit for you and I, why not engage and keep our tongues moist with the dhikr of Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, with the recitation of Qur'an Pak, Durood Pak, Istighfar as well. Let's recite Durood Sharif once, inshallah. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay, at the outset, I'm going to share with you some Madani pearls of advices regarding an interview. Because this is normally the procedure. You apply for a job, you send your CV or your resume through, or you email it, post it, whatever be the case. And if the company sees you as a possible candidate, they will make contact with you. They will call you in for an interview. And certain things should be done. Certain preparations should be done as well. Mentally, you should prepare yourself. You should also research that industry, that company that you have applied for and who has accepted you for an interview. Now, many times a person may get very nervous that, I'm going to an interview, what's going to happen? My voice will start to crack, and I'll start perspiring, and I'll lose focus. I won't remember the research that I have done, or how to answer the questions. What kind of questions are they going to ask us? Regarding interview questions, or the most common ones, if you go onto the internet, you will find, in fact, books have been written in this regard, that what are the most common interview questions. If you just go over that and prepare your answers in advance. Prepare them. If you have to write them down, write them down. Go over them, memorize them, understand them, and in front of a mirror. Our teachers used to tell us, especially in the initial stages, that when we were about to go into public speaking, bayans, Jumu'ah, Eid, etc., that one of the things you do is, for a novice, for a beginner, that go in front of the mirror and look at yourself and give the bayan to yourself, give the discourse to yourself. And you do this as well, with those answers that you have written down to the common interview questions. And think that the person in the mirror, who is yourself, your reflection, is the interviewer. And you are giving the answers. And look at your body language, very important, your posture, how you are sitting, how you are dressed. Don't overdo it with the cologne or the perfume. Some of the experts say that many a times interviews take place in smaller offices where maybe ventilation is not that good. So put decent itar or cologne or perfume or whatever it is, but don't overdo it, right? Go over the questions, your answers, speak to yourself in the mirror and look at your posture, look at your facial expressions. These things will boost your confidence as well. And you do this a number of times before you go for the actual interview. You will have a lot of confidence because mentally you are ready, psychologically you are prepared. You're prepared to the best of your ability. Go over your script as well. I'm going to share the wadha'if, the things to be recited before going to an interview, inshallah azza wa jal, a little later. But just let's complete some of the interview tips and the Madani pearls of advices in this regard, inshallah azza wa jal. You know, every person has potentials, hidden talents that need to be unlocked. And through your experiences in the different employments, your past employments, these experiences will help you a great deal. Because, you know, they say experience is a great teacher, because you learn lessons from that. Maybe you made mistakes. You were in this company A, company B. You had made certain mistakes, certain shortcomings you had. You can look at that as a lesson. And from there, you can use that as a stepping stone to better yourself, so that you don't make those kind of mistakes in future. So it's good to have as much practical experience as you can. As you look at the doctors, before they qualify as doctors, they put them in interns, they put them, you know, practically in the field with the senior doctors, and practically they learn in this way as well. So it reminds me of Jamia, that when you are in the Alim course, then especially before you are about to qualify and graduate, then they'll put you, the Ustad Sahib will tell you, right, you need to prepare for Ijtima Bayan or Jumu'ah Bayan, to break that fear, to break that stage fright. So whatever experiences you have along the way from previous employments, this will help you greatly as well as life lessons. Not just work lessons, but life lessons as well, and take full advantage of that. So your talent, your potential, you have certain selling points. They call it selling points, where you are very good in this field or this field. So those areas, maybe customer service, customer care, or maybe you're a very good salesperson. Your pitches are very good, how you pitch the product, getting to know product knowledge, being intimate with product knowledge so that you can sell the products. You're very good on the phone as a call center agent. Whatever be the case, use this as your selling point to the interviewer, because it has a lot of impact. They may even give you a mock test, like put you in an interview room. Back in the days when I was a call center agent, for the interview, they had actually made a mock call center where you'll have to, after your interview, go in there and practically you have to demonstrate how you pitch the script. So in this way, from your preparations, your practical preparations prior to the interview, all this will boost your confidence, and you will be able to pitch your selling points much better, inshallah azza wa jal. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Perhaps what we are discussing now is apt, is appropriate, because in the current situation of turbulence, there's so much of turbulence, so many people have been laid off from their jobs, so many people have been retrenched as well. Some have resigned, some have been put on short leave, alternate days, fewer hours, lesser pay, and people are always trying to get into a place of relative comfort and safety, so that they've got mouths to feed, they've got families to feed, they've got bills to pay. And if you are looking for a better job or a transfer from your job, stay tuned. We will share shortly those wadha'if, those invocations as well, inshallah azza wa jal. Okay, now back to the interview tips and the Madani pearls of advices as well. Now, the interviewer is going to ask you that, do you have any questions? So, prepare the questions or the concerns that you would have regarding that company, regarding your future, regarding growing in the company as well, the other opportunities that are there. So prepare your set of questions for the interviewer when they do ask you, so that we don't waste this opportunity. Remember, the questions that you are posing as well is going to give the interviewer a sense of where your mindset is. As they say, depending on the question, you can figure out to some extent the intellectual ability perhaps of the questioner, of what kind of question he's asking and how he's asking it as well. So remember, posture, your sitting position, your facial expressions, your body language, all of this has an impact on the mind of the interviewer. Sit straight up, don't slouch, and be clear in your speech. One very good thing to recite for eloquence, for clarity or clear speech is the verse of the Holy Quran. This must be recited with Durood Pak. Any wazifa that you are reciting, always make sure that you are reading Durood Sharif, Salat ala Nabi at least one time before and after. That Quranic verse, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Try to memorize this, so that when you're going for the interview or when you are going to work or whatever be the case, then recite this in the beginning, inshallah Azza wa Jal. I will share the others in a moment, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Practice, practice, practice. A lot of practice is needed in your preparations for the actual interview. Always have a PMA. PMA refers to a positive mental attitude. Be positive. Don't feel, at the outset, in the very beginning, if you're going to feel like, and I don't think I'm going to be successful in this interview. The odds are against me. Don't give yourself reasons or excuses to go in there on a negative note. Go in positive, that I'm going to get this job. If it is in my taqdeer, in my destiny, to get this, I will get it. They can't deny me. And if it's in my destiny, in my taqdeer, not to get it, I can answer all their questions to their satisfaction. I can have everything in order, have my ducks in a row. If it's not in your taqdeer, you can never get it. So have this mindset, and this gives us a positive mindset as well, that if it's for me, I put my effort in to the best of my ability. I put my effort in, but if it's for me, I'm going to get it. If it's not, I will never get it, even if it's right there in front. But this is not just for the interview. This is not just for the job. This is for life. This is a lesson for my life, for your life. What's out there in the world, what is meant for me, nobody can snatch it away. What is not, even if it's right there in front of my eyes, I will never be able to attain it. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad. Okay, as we mentioned before, that you will be emailing or posting a copy of your CV or resume, but also take a copy of your resume or your CV, the very same one that you had emailed, so you don't mix things up. Take a copy with you as well. When they ask you the question, tell me about yourself, then make the most of this. And again, you can bring in your selling points, you can bring in your strengths, that I'm good with people, I'm a sociable person, and I am a problem solver. Obviously, one should not lie. Lying is a sin, and there's punishment attached to sinning. Be honest and be yourself. Don't try to imitate this person or that person, or in this accent and that accent. It will show the superficial nature. It will show to the interviewer that this person is putting on a show, putting on an act. And maybe that will be the reason that you lose it. So be yourself, your natural self, how Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal has made you. And follow the other steps and tips and Madani pearls that we had mentioned before. When you finish the interview, send them an email as a thank you note, that thank you for giving me this opportunity to be part of the interview and to learn more about your company. Whether you are successful or not, it does leave a sort of impression on the interviewer, and it gives you some positivity that even if I fail, don't give up. I'm not going to give up. You fall down. How many times you fall down? In life, in general. If you stay down, you're going to remain there. And if we keep complaining, that won't fix anything. If you are complaining about something genuine, then resolve to find a solution as well, or be part of the team that is finding a practical solution. And we have to be pragmatic about that. Something practical, simple, that we can apply and resolve the matter, whatever it may be. So if you fail the interview time and again, you fall down, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself and say, Inshallah, the next one. Inshallah, the next one. You put this effort in. Allah Azza wa Jal has promised rizq, has fixed rizq, sustenance, income to all of us. Our sustenance is fixed. But I can't just sit down here and think that my breakfast, lunch and supper is just going to fall down like manna and salwa. No, we have to put that effort in. And then what is due to you will end up in front of you, inshallah azza wa jal. Sallu ala al-habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now when you are on your way to the interview, we're going to cover some of the wadha'if, the things to be recited, the invocations and incantations as well. When you are on your way to the interview, then recite 20 times. Ya nafi'u, ya nafi'u, ya nafi'u. Keep in mind at the end there's an ayn, and the makhraj, where the sound emanates from, where the origin of the sound is the center of the throat. Ya nafi'u. On this point, I must mention that your Dawud Islami has created so many facilities, so many platforms for you to better yourself in different fields. And one of the main ones is to rectify recitation of Quran. So Madrasatul Madina, which is the department which deals with teaching the Quran to students, to kids, to grown-ups as well, has been established around the world, even online as well. So if you are having some trouble with reciting the Holy Quran, enroll. For grown-ups, balighan, balighat, males and females separately, the facilities are there. Contact your local Dawud Islami and find out what time the classes are. Or if you cannot find one which is close by, then enroll online. Online, these facilities are there, where from the very beginning, from alif, ba, ta, from the beginning, they will teach you Madani Qaida. You can even go on social media and find Madani Qaida audio as well. So this is just to help us to recite the Holy Quran properly. Okay, so Ya Nafi'u, Ya Nafi'u, Ya Nafi'u 20 times, Durood Sharif once before and after. Before you leave or whilst you are on your way for the interview. This wadhifa, any person can recite it for anything that you want to attain. If you want success in something, maybe there's a deal. If you're a business person, you want to close a deal, has to be halal of course, then read Ya Nafi'u 20 times. If you want success in your examinations, be it religious, Islamic, or be it secular, if you're in matric, if you're in university, whatever it is, read Ya Nafi'u 20 times. So this is recited when you want success in something, then you recite this. That something has to obviously be above board within the boundaries of Sharia. Alright? There is another wadhifa, also simple, but a little bit long. Okay? If you are going to an interview, then recite this before your interview. Many a times you are going to sit in the foyer maybe with the other possible candidates. Maybe there, before you are called into the office for the interview itself, you can recite this. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, you will be successful. Again, if it's in your destiny, your taqdeer, you will be successful. But recite this. These things also give you positivity, an injection of positivity, an injection of confidence that if it's meant for me, I'm going to get it. I'm going to try my best, put my best efforts in, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Okay, so that wadhifa is very easy. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كافها يا عين صاد حميم عين سين قاف فسيكفيكهم الله وهو السميع العليم. This must be recited before you enter the interview room. Now, maybe you feel, or you couldn't write it down. These are also from the Holy Quran as well. If you obtain the booklet called Sparrow and Blind Snake, you can get this booklet from Maktabatul Madina, which is the publications department and the bookshop of Dawat Islami. You can obtain a hard copy, or you can download the free ebook from dawatislami.net. Please visit the website. Click on the book section. Click on English. In fact, there's about over 30 different languages that the books and booklets of Dawat Islami of Amir Ahl-Sunnat, Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah, have been translated into for the benefit of the Ummah. And you will see that there's over 150 different titles in English and diverse topics and subjects in a very simple way, simple English, and very thought-provoking, very informative, absolutely authentic as well. And one of those free, and all of them are free. All downloads are free. There is a nominal fee, of course, for the hard copy, but all downloads of the e-books are free. You can download this Sparrow and Blind Snake. You will find on page 34 this wazifa in there, inshallah azawajal, that you can memorize, or you can maybe take a picture or download onto your mobile as well. So before the interview, you quickly open it up and recite it, inshallah azawajal. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In the interim that you are job searching and the interviews are just not working out, as I mentioned, don't give up. That PMA, positive mental attitude, must be permanent in your mind. That whatever it is, I must continue putting my efforts, because my rizq, my sustenance is fixed by Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal, and nobody can snatch that away from me. But I continue with my koshish, my mehnat, my efforts as well. And you will see, your doors will open up. So long, obviously, that we are searching out halal rizq. This is of paramount importance, that I don't go selling alcohol or drugs or getting involved in the casinos and the gambling dens or the clubs and all that, the filth that's out there. It must be halal. And you'll see the barakah, you'll see the blessings in it. Even if you are not earning a top wage, if it's halal, you will be able to stretch that for till the end of the month and beyond, inshallah azza wa jal. So in the interim, whilst you are still searching and you are not being accepted by the company, then recite this very famous and powerful wazifa. Keep in mind, our 5 daily salahs must be in order. I can't be neglecting my 5 daily salahs, violating the rights of my spouse or my children or my parents or other Muslims, being an oppressor, usurping people's property, doing wrong things. Don't you think it will come back to bite us? What goes around will come around eventually, and it comes very quickly. That if I'm hurting people verbally, psychologically, physically, somewhere along the line, that's going to come back to me. And then I may ask, why? Why is this happening to me? Why not that person or that person? Why me? Why, I'm just getting bad luck after the other. So you contemplate and you think, what did I do? Did I hurt somebody? Did I swear at somebody? Did I take somebody's property illegally against the Sharia? Did I physically harm someone? Or did I violate rights of somebody? And if you think hard, you'll find that reason, or the possible reason that is affecting you adversely and negatively. Make tawbah. If you took something from somebody that doesn't belong to you, return it. Ask the person to forgive you. Ask Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive you. So to fix yourself. Fix all the deficits, all the shortcomings that are there. Work one by one. Fix all of them. Make tawbah, sincere repentance to Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. And make dua. Establish your 5 daily salahs and make dua. Ya Allah, talk to Allah Azza wa Jal. He's the all-hearing, the all-seeing, the all-knowing. He is the protector. He is the one who grants as well. And subhanallah, if you continue like this, you will see positivity. You will see positive results, inshallah Azza wa Jal. So don't lose hope. La taqnatu min rahmatillah. And the glorious Quran has mentioned, never lose hope in the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. So this wadhifa should be recited after Salatul Isha. When you finish your Isha Salah, then go to such a place where you are under the open sky, without any hat on. For Islamic sisters, she should be at a place where ghair maharim, strangers, strange men, must not be able to see her or hear her voice. For Islamic brothers, they can go outside, under the open sky, facing the direction of the Qibla, without any hat on, in the state of wudu, and recite 500 times, Ya musabbibal asbab, Ya musabbibal asbab, Ya musabbibal asbab. 500 times with Durood Sharif once before and after. And then you make dua for your situation. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, I seek halal income, halal rizq, sustenance. Ya Allah, open the doors for me. Grant me success in interviews. Whatever dua from your heart to Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay, another thing to be recited, but this, a nafil salah, an optional or voluntary salah must be performed, 2 rakat of nafil salah. Make sure that it is not a makruh time. There are 3 makruh times where no sajda is allowed. And one is sunrise and 20 minutes thereafter, sunset and 20 minutes before, and the point Dahwa Kubra, what some people call Zawal, Dahwa Kubra, Istiwa, where the sun is at the highest point, midday. These 3 times you should not read salah, and don't make sajda as well. Okay, so if it's not these 3 times, makruh times, then perform 2 rakats of nafil salah. Obviously, Fajr time as well, nafil should not be recited, performed. After Asr salah as well, nafil should not be recited or performed. And go over the book Laws of Salah, the chapter Method of Salah, and there's a little bit more information about these 3 makruh times as well. And we need to know these things. We need to know them, and Dawah Islami is offering the classes for grown-ups, the classes for kids, Madrasatul Madina. Why not enroll in Jami'atul Madina as for the Alim course, the Alima course, which is separate as well. And like this, so many facilities are there. Islamic brothers to travel on Madani Qafila, spending the Friday, the weekend, learning Sunnah and Adab, learning how to recite the Holy Quran properly, attend the weekly Sunnah inspiring Ijtima of Dawah Islami in your area, for ladies, Islamic sisters separately as well. And along the way, it's not that it's going to happen like this, that I go for one program and everything is going to be downloaded and installed into my mind, in my heart, in my memory. It's a process. It's going to take time. Rome was not built in a day. So like this, you attend the weekly programs, participate in the daily filling of Nek A'amal. Islamic brothers to travel on Madani Qafila once in the month, 3 days in a month, and get involved in one of the departments of Dawah Islami, in the Madani activities of Dawah Islami, and along the way you will pick all these Madani flowers. And you will see yourself transforming positively. You will see your reformation happening. And Dawah Islami is there for that. Amir Ahl-Sunnah Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah has created it for this purpose, that I must strive to reform myself and people of the whole world, inshallah Azza wa Jal. It's not an empty statement. Nek a'amal, each Muslim out there, believe you me, if you are punctual and you're practical on this, subhanallah, your family will see how you have transformed. You will see it yourself. And by traveling on Madani Qafilas of Dawat Islami, you are taking this message to the masses out there, inviting those who are not Muslim to Islam, and helping to reform the Muslims out there who have strayed from the path as well. Subhanallah. So offer 2 rakats nafil salah at a time that is not a makruh time. And when you make your salam, then recite the following 182 times with salat ala nabi, durood pak once before and after, and then make dua for a permissible job, a simple permissible job that you can handle, or you can make dua for halal income, for sustenance. Allah Azza wa Jal willing, your dua will be accepted. So 182 times when you make that salam, when you complete your salah, recite 182 times, Ya Latifu, Ya Latifu, Ya Latifu. And subhanallah, the booklet that I mentioned before, you can find this wadhifa in that booklet as well, Sparrow and Blind Snake, on page 34. You can find that wadhifa as well. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay, another spiritual treatment for one who is searching for employment, halal income, halal rizq, is that while you are sitting, while you are standing, or walking, or traveling, in the state of wudu, recite the following continuously. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, you will be relieved of your troubles and sustenance will increase as well. And that is the famous Ya Salamu, Ya Salamu, Ya Salamu. So continuously recite this whilst you have wudu, and try and remain in the state of wudu as much as you can. There are many benefits for this. Ala Hazrat Imam Ahmad Raza Khan, rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, the great Mujaddid, our master, our leader, the leader of the Ahlus Sunnah, has mentioned some of those that the awliya, the Salafus Salihin, the pious ones have mentioned, that there are certain benefits of constantly remaining in a state of wudu. And this as well, you can read over them. One of the benefits is that the malaika, the angels, will be desirous to be in your company. Kya baat hai Madine ki, subhanallah. And you will not miss your takbir-e-ula, meaning the first takbir with which you begin your salah. Like this, your body parts will make the tasbih of Allah Azza wa Jal, and there are many other benefits as well, which you can read in Laws of Salah, in chapter Method of Wudu. Try to obtain this booklet or the book Laws of Salah. It is a fantastic book. In fact, every household must have Laws of Salah. And there is another book, Salah for Islamic Sisters, and Madani Pansura, Madani Treasure of Blessings. This book as well, Fizane Sunnah, which is the compendium, the masterpiece of Amir Ahl-Sunnah, Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah. These books, try to obtain the hard copy. This must be in your library, on your shelf, in your home. Every Muslim must have these books, but don't just keep it there. Read over it every day. Try to do a home that means a lesson. Amir Ahl-Sunnah Damat Barakatuhumul Aliyah also encourages this, that have a home that's where the family sits together and take one of the books or booklets. Take Fizan Sunnat of Amir Ahl-Sunnah. If you can't get the hard copy, download the free ebook from dawatislami.net and say, okay, today is Monday, it's your turn, mother's turn. Tuesday, father's turn. Wednesday, son's turn. Thursday, daughter's turn. Friday, grandmother's turn. Saturday, grandfather's turn. You can alternate like this here. So in this way, the family is sitting together, discussing something about deen, maybe a hadith, maybe some waqi'ah, some incident from the Sahaba Ikram, the life of the Sahaba Ikram, or the awliya Allah, or the Ahlul Bayt, the pious predecessors, and you are creating what we would call a Madani Mahol, an Islamic ethos in the home, whilst keeping your family together and developing a relationship over a period of time. Many benefits are there. Start it, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Let's say you are at work and you have a superior who's nasty and always using obscene language, vulgarism, very impatient, hot-headed, always screaming and shouting. Then read this, especially if you are going to his office. If you are going to the office of this person, then recite this, or you can write it down on a piece of paper, fold it up, put some sellotape, and put it around your arm or your neck as a ta'weed, as an amulet. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, you will be safe from that person's harm. What is to be recited or written down? La ilaha illallahu, la ilaha illallahu, la ilaha illallahu, one time. Okay, this as well you can find in the booklet Sparrow and Blind Snake on pages 36 to 37. So that employer or that director or superior who always gets angry with you, this you can, especially over trivial matters, insignificant things, simple things, the person just blows their steam at you. Then recite this, inshallah Azza wa Jal. If you recite it continuously, then, but the method of it is continuously recite this whilst imagining the face of that individual. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, the person will start to become kind and compassionate towards you. Very easy. Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. This you should continuously recite this, inshallah Azza wa Jal. In the same tone, you can also recite the following 41 times, and inshallah Azza wa Jal, the superior who's very nasty and very tyrannical will become compassionate, inshallah Azza wa Jal. 41 times, Ya Azizu, Ya Azizu, Ya Azizu. 41 times, Durud Pak, once before and after. And if you want your influence to grow in the hearts of the people, that they become inclined towards you, then read Ya Qayyumu, Ya Qayyumu, Ya Qayyumu. Recite this in abundance. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, people will become inclined towards you, and your influence will grow in their hearts, in their minds as well. Now this wazifa can be, the next one, can be recited for any person who is fearful and who has a fear of an individual who is regarded as an oppressor, a tyrant, and is oppressing somebody, whether verbally or physically, psychologically, emotionally, whatever be the case. Then recite the following 50 times with Durud Pak, once before and after, when you are in front of that person. So the person is in front of you and you are confronting that person. Recite this, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Then fear will start to develop in the heart of that oppressor. So you have fear for that person, but that fear will be put into that person, that oppressor's heart. What is to be recited? 50 times, Durud Pak, once before and after. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Simple. 50 times, Durud Pak, once before and after. Our time is almost out. A lovely, simple wazifa for that person who wants a transfer from his job. I'm fed up in this job. There's no opportunity, growth, whatever be the reason. The superiors, the management is too difficult, this, whatever it is. Okay? So if you want to transfer from your job, then recite the following 11 times. 11 times or 21 times or 41 times. okay, after Salatul Dhuhr, and each time starting with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Allah Azza wa Jalla willing, you will be transferred according to your wish. Okay, so the following will be recited 11 or 21 or 41 times, starting with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim each time. And that is Surah Lahab. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabba. 11 times this must be recited, or 21 times, or 41 times after Salatul Dhuhr with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Each time, inshallah Azza wa Jal, you will be transferred according to your wish. I want you to keep this in mind, that rizq is fixed from Almighty Allah Azza wa Jal. Yet we have to put our efforts in. Yet I have to establish my 5 daily salahs. Yet I cannot violate any person's huquq, any person's right. Yet I must not oppress people. On one side, maybe somebody is oppressing me. That does not justify me to oppress those who are my subordinates, those who are beneath me, maybe in the workforce or wherever it may be. I must stay away from riba, usury and interest. I must stay away from bribery. This is haram. These things are prohibited. And whichever is a sin and evil and prohibited, remember there's punishment attached to that. If I'm mixing haram with my halal income, don't you think there are going to be consequences? I need to keep all dealings above board. My sharia, the law, the commands of my Allah Azza wa Jalla and my beloved Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is above everything else. Before I make a move as a Muslim, before I make a move and say anything or do anything, I need to ask the question. I need to find out, does my Islam allow this or not? Does my Allah and His Rasul Azza wa Jalla wa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam allow this or not? And then I make the move, or I abstain. If I just see that there's so much of money to be made, but I'm not worried about, okay, is it allowed, is it not, is it prohibited, is it halal, is it haram, what are the consequences? My dear Islamic brothers, my dear viewers and listeners of Madani Channel, that's going to catch up to us. Because as we are accumulating that prohibited wealth, and your eyes have closed, what's going to happen then? Who's going to save you? Who's going to be there as your support? The punishment begins because now the reality is opened. What did I do? And there's no chance of coming back. So please keep these things in mind. Make sure that we are regularly on time, calculating the zakat properly and discharging the zakat to beneficiaries or recipients who qualify to receive zakat. Alhamdulillah, we've covered many of the main aspects, I would say, of interviews, of wadha'if regarding those who are job searching, who are looking for jobs. In the interim, what can be recited. We have also mentioned that whilst going to an interview or for an interview, what things are to be recited. I hope you made a note of this. Try to get the booklet, The Sparrow and Blind Snake. Try to get the booklet, Wiling Worshipper as well. You will find so many more wadha'if, so many more invocations in there for various types of issues that you might be facing. Or maybe you know somebody who's facing it, maybe another Muslim or a family member or friend as well. I'm sure from what you have heard today that you may know one person, if not yourself, you may know at least one person who is going through some of these difficulties. That I need a transfer for my job. I've got an oppressive superior, manager, director, whoever it is, that, you know what, I've just been laid off. I need to get a halal job soon to look after myself, my family, and to pay the bills. You can always give this to them, the note that you have made, or you can advise them to download Sparrow and Blind Snake, that booklet, or Wiling Worshipper, that booklet as well. And inshallah, they will benefit. They will thank you that, Jazakallahu khairah, that you have pointed me in this direction and things are changing. And you can advise them as well, that get in touch and connected with Dawud Islami, with the programs, the platforms, the facilities that are there. Enroll in Madrasatul Madina, download the books of Maktabatul Madina, attend the weekly Sunnah inspiring Ijtima of Dawud Islami in your locality. For Islamic brothers, travel with the Madani Qafilas, engage in the 12 Madani activities of Dawud Islami. You will see a lot of positive growth in your life, ruhani, spiritual growth in your life. You'll become more calmer, things will make more sense, realities will open up to you that I'm here for such a short period of time, that here today, gone tomorrow. What investment am I making? What plans and preparations am I making for the first stage of the hereafter, which is the qabr, which is the grave? And subhanallah azza wa jal, Amir Ahl Sunnat Hazrat Allama Maulana Abu Bilal Muhammad Ilyas Attar Qadiri Damat Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah is live every Saturday night. That silsila, that program is called Madani Mudhakara, where it's a question and answer session, where people from different cities, different countries, they send through questions to Amir Ahl Sunnat Damat Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah on diverse topics, and he answers them. So lots to learn, very informative, absolutely authentic as well. And these are the kind of things we need to diarize. Thursdays, or whatever day it is in your area, is the weekly ijtima. The grown-up classes, for example, Mondays and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And for the Islamic sisters, I need to send them for the weekly Sunnah inspiring ijtima for the Islamic sisters, handled by them. Saturday night, okay, is Madani Mudhakara. This weekend, I need to book myself a Madani Qafila. Plan yourself around your schedules that you have. Inshallah Azza wa Jal, by doing this, you will get much more sukoon, tranquility, understanding, patience, tolerance, all these very, very good traits. You will one by one start inculcating them and practicing upon them as well, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Until next time, keep watching Madani Channel. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
You slaves always request for dua. You slaves always request for dua. Please fulfill the wish of every helpless, Ya Allah. Please fulfill the wish of every helpless, Ya Allah.